Hi, welcome to Walking Wilder. I'm back, and this reading is for October. It's an all signs general reading. We'll see what comes up. I kind of have a feeling that there's more than one storyline, which I guess makes sense. Lots of uh, with lots of people, but let's see what the main theme here is. Welcome in if you're new. Welcome back if you've been here before. And if the reading resonates with you, please like and subscribe and all of that good stuff. Leave me a comment. I really appreciate it. So, let's see what comes up. Forgiveness. One more spirit of these. Confusion at the bottom here. All right. The first card that came out, the Holy Mountain, Soul Calling, Sacred Journey, and Pilgrims. So the overall theme of this reading is about the soul path that you came here to walk. What are you here to do? What are you seeking to create in the world? And some of you are kind of stumbling on that path, I hear, and not in the sense that that you are doing anything wrong or anything like that, but it's kind of like there's a part of you. See how there's this cave thing here. See how she's like, well, I know this is the direction I'm supposed to go. I know this is my higher calling. I know that's what I'm here for. I see how this matches very much the crystal here with this is rose quartz, I guess it's called, with this very loving kind of energy. So there's something here that you intuitively know you're called to walk towards, but for some reason, something is just not really aligning. The next card is Stepping Stones. Let's hold it up so you can see it here. So it's like the path is right there in front of you, but still it's like something is holding you back. You're not really, because see how she's just basically one step in front of the other. The key words on here is take the next step, simplicity and focus. So for some of you, you're overthinking whatever this is. You're kind of like, and and again, I kind of feel like there might be two storylines, but we'll see. But one of them could be this, that you know what you're supposed to do. Well, supposed to, you have free will, so you do whatever you feel called to do, but you know what it is your higher self, your soul is kind of calling for you to do in this lifetime. But for some reason, it's like you're just not taking the steps. Maybe that's because you, at some level, are kind of blocked. It doesn't really feel like, I don't, maybe you don't feel you have all the knowledge. Confusion was here at the bottom of this deck. So maybe you're confused about some details in this. Confused. The seed is lying over here. I'll move these out. The archetype of the seed is here. Maybe you're confused about how do I begin. It's like there's something missing. I know I'm supposed to plant, some new idea here, birth into reality, something that I came here to do. You kind of feel called to do that, but here's the desert card. So this feeling of kind of being stuck in it feels like an in-between of some sorts. Like, yeah, here's the thread, the red thread. It's sort of like, there's something that you're just not really seeing. Although my feeling with it is, it's right in front of you. So whatever it is, you're somehow blocking yourself. There's an element of forgiveness here. For some of you, that's you forgiving a part of yourself, perhaps for not taking action sooner, because you feel like, maybe you feel like you've wasted many years. If you're kind of later in your journey, you're like, what, did I really have to spent this much time learning lessons in order to be ready for this. There can be an element of forgiveness in that. It can be you forgiving someone else that you feel kind of have held you back on your journey, and letting that energy go in order to focus on creating something from a pure place, if that makes sense. There's also this wish energy here, wish fulfillment perhaps, but it's kind of like some of you are not really believing that you can do this. You know, you're kind of going back and forth between despairing and hopeful, between thinking, you know, yes, I can follow my calling here, I can create whatever it is, it's pulling me in, it's all of that. And then perhaps you're thinking it takes you too long to manifest it. See how all the butterflies, which, you know, of course, is this transformation energy. So it's kind of like, well, perhaps it's just you feel like time is stuck somehow. That might not be all of you, but some of you, you're kind of like, well, um, I kind of feel like there's a group of you that are like, all right, I feel like I'm doing everything I should be doing, and things are just not happening the way that I feel they should. I planted the seeds, I did, you know, I followed whatever came up, and I'm still not there. And I'm kind of getting that feeling with it. Okay, hold on, hold on. Things are coming. Things take time. You know, the plants take time to grow. You know, you plant the seeds, and then things have to evolve. There's this sense of impatientness with that. Um, and then, you know, there's the other group of you that are kind of not really on some level thinking that you can actually do this. Maybe thinking you don't really deserve whatever it is. You're not good enough. You don't know enough. You don't, you know, all of those things. Um, so let's see here. What is the challenging energy here for the viewer spirit? Let's see. Whoop. Four of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. So it might be something about feeling like you lack resources. Ten of Wands, burdens, being, you know, just something that's really difficult to deal with. But there's something here about, you know, the Four of Pentacles, and this energy um, of stability, of, you know, with the green, you know, it's the color of hope. I kind of get the feeling with the way it comes out here that you're trying to manifest money to go, you know, to kind of support whatever it is your vision is here. Because here's the King of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is not a bad card in any way. But it's like you're working with this energy of hope, this green color here, to manifest whatever it is that you're looking for. Now, the Four of Pentacles could signify, you know, a lottery win or some kind of growth in money. So whatever it is you're doing is apparently working, but the feeling with it is it's not right here. It really hasn't taken full physical form. So you feel, you know, you might, yeah, okay, now this makes sense. With this, you know, you have put out to the universe, I have this wish, please give me whatever it is that you feel you need in order to do what it is you're feeling called to do. And you kind of go back and forth between absolutely believing that, of course, you know, the universe is going to support your journey here and give you what you need, and then, oh, you know, that's too big, that's not going to come true, that's not for me. That kind of a dialogue with yourself. So you feel challenged there in holding the vision. Here's the Three of Wands, you know, believing that, yes, you have asked, and so, you know, you are going to be supported in this, in whatever way is necessary for you to do what your soul's calling is here. All right. For some of you, this might, excuse me. That's interesting. For some of you, this might have to do with something that needs to be said. Kind of this feeling of, if I speak, my truth out in the world, um, it might have some sort of consequences for whatever it is that you want to do. Some of you might have to actually, quote unquote, sell this idea to someone who can support you. And that is difficult because it seems like whatever it is you're wanting to do is something that you have a hard time expressing. Um, Maybe not because you can't express it, but because you're kind of afraid of judgment somehow. Whatever it is, with this Ten of Wands here, it kind of feels like, oh, this is huge to have to ask for support, ask for resources, ask for understanding, ask for whatever it is that you feel you need to ask for here in connection to this. Tell me more about the Three of Wands here. Okay. And there was my cat. Apparently she felt like she had to be a part of this. Which is actually in a way interesting, because she came, she jumped up and walked across the table, as you saw, in a very in a taking a route to where she wanted to go, which was up in the windowsill. That wasn't in no way direct. She could have very easily jumped up. There's like a chair, right next to where she wanted to be, that she could jump up on and be right there. But instead, she had to like zigzag her way across my desk with all the cards and the crystals and microphones and whatever else is here. So it's like, well, she definitely did not take the straight and narrow here, but kind of almost went out of her way to somehow take a different path. And for some of you, that might resonate in some way, that it could be, several things. It could be that Spirit is kind of like, all right, listen, you don't have to make things so difficult on yourself. You don't have to take the most difficult road where there's most obstacles that you have to, get around. There is a more forward path here. And for others of you, it might just be that you're choosing this because you think there's things for you to learn and pick up along the way. I do feel, though, that it's mainly the first thing, that it's like, all right, don't make things more difficult on yourself. Put a wish out there. Make sure that you actually believe that you're going to get whatever it is you asked for. And it doesn't have to be a difficult journey. Okay. Let's see about this Three of Wands. Knight of Wands. Yeah. In this deck here, I always get this feeling of agony with him. And I know that's kind of a a strange energy with this card, but he look like he's yelling at his guides, or heaven is like, all right, so where's the support? I'm trying to do this, I'm following my intuition, here's the fox energy, this above and below. I'm trying to work on myself, I'm trying to do shadow work, whatever it is that you have been doing. I'm doing everything that I feel I need to do, and where's the support? There's that type of feeling here with this. The Two of Pentacles here, to me, is like, all right, there has to be some sort of balance. There's something in the way that you're making decisions about this that is a little bit out of balance. The Queen of Cups is here. And she, in this card, she has this snake and it's this feeling of shedding the skin, of growing, of becoming more of, more intuitive, more loving, more connected, more all of that. So it's I kind of get the feeling that, it's important that you hold the vision, that you keep working on whatever it is you want to create. But you also keep working on yourself and following that intuition. Because if you don't, and I'm not saying, that you somehow has, I don't know, maybe been distracted or actually, I think what it is that whenever you fall into the despair part of this card, the, kind of not really believing that whatever it is you're wanting to create is possible, then that closes off your energy. And so then things take longer. closing off your energy like that is kind of like when my cat took the most difficult route, because Spirit is saying here, hey, there is a direct line here, but you got to keep the faith. You have to keep believing whatever it is that you're wanting to create, that you're meant to do that. If that's what you feel, then follow that calling. Stop doubting yourself. And yeah, I know that's easier said than done. But this is kind of the message here. It's like, all right, if this is what you truly feel is what you came here to do, then don't make it more difficult than it has to be. Maybe there's something that needs to be adjusted a little bit. I see someone standing there with bolts that they're loosening a little here, tightening a little there. But the feeling with it is, it's not like you have to totally reinvent whatever it is you're waiting on in order for it to come into physical form. It's just minor adjustments, and then there'll be this kind of, I don't know, release, like, see how they're just kind of following the flow here. Yeah, here's the expression underneath that. See so much flow there is here. They're kind of hanging upside down here, and in this card, there's a lot of flow, a lot of following what comes up in this, well, not straight line, but at least it's a line. So there's something about that, being, putting your awareness on the positive spins of this, and absolutely making sure that you forgive any part of yourself that's kind of being hard on yourself for not taking action sooner, or not, whatever it is you're being hard on. Forgive that part of yourself or of someone else. If you feel someone held you back, there's some work to be done here, to release that, to release both of you, so that it doesn't take up your energy. And this thing with forgiveness is always, people are like, oh, I don't want to forgive, I don't want to. But the thing is, as long as you don't, then you're basically holding on to the energy, and for, in all, in some regards, the other person is winning. Then this is not, it's not a competition, not a battle, in that sense. But it's like, as long as you don't release it. Now remember, forgiveness does not mean that you have to forgive whatever the other person did. It just means you have to set the person free, set yourself free, and say, it was what it was. I can't change it. I let you go, with love and with gratitude for whatever you learned from that experience. But if you refuse to do that part, and sometimes you have really good reasons to be like, I am just effing not going to. But the thing about it is, you're then holding on to that energy, and sometimes it's blocking you from manifesting whatever comes next, because you spent so much of your energetic power, so to speak, on something that is basically already done, that you can't change. But you can change how you use whatever it taught you to create something from a more, self-loving space. All right, Spirit. So tell me here the supportive energies for this process that the viewer is going through. Right, let's see. 8 of Pentacles. So yeah, working on this, not giving up, keep believing that whatever it is, you will get the support. This will work out. 4 of Cups. That's an element of rest, of, making sure that you don't, again, get so worked up over things that you are overlooking something good that is coming. If you spend too much time, again, looking at the past, looking at the things that you have a hard time forgiving, you might overlook some of the things that Spirit is actually sending to you. Let's see, tell me more. And also, a card of reevaluating things. Trying to look at, okay, if it's not really, again, adjusting something. Not a whole lot is my feeling with it. Just enough that things move in a different way. Yeah, 9 of Cups here. And the Ace of Swords, which of course, is seeing something clearly, seeing it for exactly what it is. For some of you, it's also like all of a sudden you get this insight, kind of like a download, and you're like, oh, that's what I didn't see. If I twist this little thing, if I kind of twist something here just a little bit, then it's going to all be working a lot better, and then it's much more stable. Again, Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Now we have the wish card twice here. So this is coming. Spirit is like, hey, we're working on it. See, this kind of looks like the Wheel of Fortune. We're really literally working on this, but patience. I kind of have this feeling with this. They're like, all right, relax, relax. And I don't know if you are a particular not patient person, but sometimes we can also. It might not be that you can't wait. It might just be that you feel like this constant battle within yourself, trying to trust the process, and it can be really exhausting. The Ten of Wands, it's like, oh my goodness, I just can't keep carrying all of this. So tell me what we're not seeing coming here. The Star. So something is healing here. There's something also that's kind of being lit up, with the healing energy, and just I don't know, I get this feeling of transforming into something something more connected. Why is the Star here? Yeah, the Hanged Man. There's something about seeing this whole thing from a different point of view that's going to heal something in you. And perhaps, it's somehow you're going to find it in yourself to start believing that things will work out. For some of you, there might be a small sign coming that you're headed in the right direction, and that somehow will shift something in you that's going to allow you to renew the faith in this whole process, so to speak. Can I know more about that, Spirit? Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. So, this is a new beginning, funds coming in, perhaps resources, something like that. So for some of you, probably for most of you actually, there's going to be some sign that more resources is coming your way. Whether it's someone who tells you they want to back you in some way, or, whatever it is, but some sign of abundance is going to is going to show up. See how difficult that is to even talk about you. Some of you have a money block here, or a block of, of believing that you can actually manifest whatever it is, you want to manifest here. But not just that. It's kind of like there's a block about being deserving of what it is you want to manifest here as well. But yeah, so something is coming that's going to kind of help you see this in a new light. Can I know more, Spirit? Oh, they fly out. Six of Swords. Let's see here. Oh, I am sorry. That's just like not good. Five of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. Yeah, there's something here you're going to... It's kind of like, the King of Swords is very straightforward. He's logical. He's seeing things the way they are. So somehow it's like you're going to, with the Six of Swords here, which, is about leaving conflict and things behind. But in this deck, I'm always, I always get this feeling of it's also about kind of turning your back to that's not working, and really trusting in the universe, trusting that the universe has your back. So there's something here about a renewed trust in that, a renewed trust that this Five of Pentacles, this lack period is over, and you're actually going to be able with the Nine of Pentacles and this plant to see, whatever it is you planted here, is actually going to start growing, and you're gonna see this plant blossom into something beautiful. And it's kind of like with the King of Swords, it's sort of like all of a sudden you just see King of Swords, Ace of Swords. It's like once you see it, you can't really unsee it. Then it's like, all right, that was the missing piece I needed in order to really trust that this process actually is moving in the direction that I'm, wishing for it to move into. So, well, that's good news. Any advice, Spirit, for the viewer in this? Wait. Oh, that was Temperance. Yeah, I kind of get the feeling of just hold on. Just stay balanced, stay connected, stay calm is sort of the feeling I'm getting with it. The Hierophant. He's very connected in this. So again, knowledge coming in that somehow is going to convince you, I hear, Three of Cups here, that things are going to be okay, that there's going to be a development here. You see how these cups are kind of, well, I guess it's this way they're growing, so you're going to get either, like from a physical person, you're going to learn something, but mainly I actually think this is something that comes from Spirit that's going to somehow make that switch click for you, and you're going to regain your trust that this is actually going to work out the way that it was supposed to, or the way you have envisioned it. Can I get a couple of cards from here, Spirit? Is there a message in these cards? So help is on the way, which of course is good. Anything is possible now. Oh, I kid you not. Yeah, fierce positivity. So there's something here about really dreams coming true is underneath it. All right, and there's a lot of other types of cards in this deck, but here's like the top three cards here are literally telling you keep the faith, stay positive, keep manifesting from a place of belief, a place of self-love, a place of course I deserve this because I have something important to do. That is why, I'm here, and nobody's going to take that away from me. Yeah, Temperance there, Ace of Cups here. Oh my gosh, Ace of Cups there. See how this card, very connected to Spirit, very much love coming, very much support, very much. It's kind of like, now I'm seeing someone, actually a group of people standing, kind of jumping up and down, and it's kind of like this. Yeah, we're here. We're supporting you. What the heck are you thinking? We are right here. Stop fussing. It's kind of the Empress. Remember who you are. Remember you are the Empress. You are here to do something. All this, energy of not really being sure, not, truly believing in the wish fulfillment, all of that is ego. It has nothing to do with who you are at a soul level. Here's the Ten of Cups and the Queen of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, this is the way it is supposed to do. Whatever you are trying to manifest right now, that you intuitively know this is what your soul came here to do. You're absolutely right. Believe what you are feeling, sensing, seeing, experiencing, because this is what you came to do. No doubt. So, beautiful energy. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this type of reading, please subscribe to my channel. Click like so more people can see this and, get readings. Um, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Big love.